Something I learned here is the importance of being prepared and the communication once you become prepared. Like, that's where the testing came from, and like really like developing a look. Like, I try to create like a look per movie that's based on the script, and like that came from here. Like, really like getting, like realizing the power you have of like, I remember on this stage, Janusz Kaminski was here. He was talking about working with Spielberg, and he was like looking at us, and he was like, it matters whether the camera is here or here.
Right.
He's like, it matters. You know, and he said like often like Steven Spielberg would like set the shot here, and then Janusz would be like, it's here, and then Steven's like, it's here. And he'd say, okay, fine. And then Steven would walk away, and he'd go like, you know, but it's like, and I remember realizing like, it matters. You have so much control. You have control over everything in the movie, and every decision matters. Every tiny little decision matters, and that's why it's so hard. Yeah. Because by the end, on week 4, 5, or 6, you're so exhausted, but you have to keep those decisions. You know, they never stop being important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the stuff you decide matters like disappears or something, or like
yeah, and the
goes
things
away,
you think
like,
exactly. So it's like it's both letting go and letting it flow, and also like holding
You weirdly
on to
you get more intuitive, less
Yes.
prepared, but more the movie more by the end.
Yeah.
So you actually are more prepared to be intuitive.
Yeah, it's actually like the exact hybrid of what you guys are saying.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
Which is why you said reshoots are really important, right, for
Oh,
DWW,
yeah.
and you did a very
Yeah.
important reshoot on this movie.
Oh yeah, I snuck a reshoot on my DWW.
Did you?
And I would do it again.
I was there. It was worth it.
It made the movie way better. Just
It
one
did.
reaction shot. Like
Whatever problems you have on in the script, you're going to have later in the edit.
yeah, they will haunt you.
They will haunt you.
They will haunt you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't shoot anything better than script.
You cannot.
Unless it's like a complete, like, you know, improvised art film. I mean, that's like a whole different, but
Yeah.
if we're just talking about like screenwriting and.
I feel like the difference between a short and a feature was like exponential. I thought it was just gonna feel like doing a couple shorts or something like that, you know? But it's just exponential, and it's like, it's really hard to prepare to the level that you can prepare for a short. Or like a commercial, which I've been doing, where you put all this psycho attention into 30 seconds. And then a feature, you are going to be coming into stuff not nearly as prepared as you ever were on your short, and you didn't rehearse it with actors, and you like are figuring things out, like you're blocking in real time, and you know there are going to be moments where you try to do as much prep as possible, but sometimes a cast member drops out, and then you get a new cast like 2 weeks before. So this is what you're working with, and like you just don't have like the level of preparation and the ability to look at everything. And so what I learned is that like what you end up learning over the feature is like you're not just like you're working on your process. Your process is the thing, you know. So how you come into and that's something I feel like I'm at the very beginning of learning, like very, very, very beginning of like walking into a set and saying like, okay, here's some actors, here's a this. I'm not gonna panic. I know the basic gist of what needs to happen in the scene, and I know we only have like 30 minutes to shoot this half-page scene, but because of this basic idea we have, we're just gonna do this, and I'm gonna ask the DP, you know, like whatever it is, you start like working on that process of
The
trust,
muscle, yeah.
or the feeling of what this specific movie is.
Yeah.
So even if you don't, it's going to be different for every movie, but like by the end of it, we would have like at least an understanding of like these are the kind of things we like, how they feel. We actually are okay with simple, but just like put a push in at the right moment.
Yeah.
You know, or like, okay, we're okay with it being one shot, but it should move and change or something like that.
yeah.
You know, I feel like that you actually start developing the language of figuring it out. And that it's like you're in process, especially those final weeks, like the last weeks of your shooting, you have not done nearly as much prep on those weeks as you were the first week. I never realized how much you're like still scouting stuff like while shooting. It's like that stuff is really crazy. And then I think like the best quote ever, and like for anyone who's going into making their first feature, is the one you always quote of Maris.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, you're not crazy, it really is this hard.
Yeah.